It's race 3 of the Aussie Racing Car Super Series at Phillip Island. It's lights out, and it's the form guy, Brendan Pingle, that gets the better start from the front row. Griffith will have to settle for second position. Everybody's away nicely. It's Woods in third. Duckworth is going to get pushed back to 5th. So we jump on board behind Chamberlain here. Down into turn 1 we go. Bit of cement dust on the outside of the course, and everybody safely through on the first lap.
Pingle stepped off the clutch there. The car stepped sideways. He got a great start, 3 wide through turn 2. McCorkindale and Stevenson in there as well. So this battle is going to continue all throughout the race. We saw this yesterday. There's Trent Young in there as well. So there's one of the front runners sitting in that sort of bottom of the top 10 there. But Pingle is the one that got the jump and is currently leading from Flack, who's already up into P2.
And it's Walsh.
Oh, Walsh, sorry.
Yeah, it's Walsh up to second. We're on board with Stevenson momentarily there. He's back in 8th position. Flack has moved up 1 position so far as we come down to Siberia. Chamberlain, there's Young, who's on pole position and won 3 races out of the 4 we had in 2014.
That car in P2 at the moment, Ben Walsh. He's only put that deal together this week. The car arrived here at the circuit on Thursday night. They put the stickers on, and straight away he's up chasing Brendan Pingle now. He has a look up the inside. That's not the place to move. But Pingle under pressure at the front. He's actually got the work to do, hasn't he? Because the field is coming at him. Griffith there doing a great job. Walsh locks a brake. Runs a little wide. And they're jostling for position here on this opening lap.
No such thing as finding your feet in Aussie racing cars. It's on from the lights out, isn't it? This is the on board for Stevenson, the Hertz rent-a-car entry. As he moves his way up, he's inside the top 10. It's Adrian Flack, who's won 2 races here this weekend. Head in 7th position, McCorkindale. Oh, not giving too much room to Young there on the outside of the final turn, if you don't mind.
Drag race down the front straight at the end of lap 1. And there goes Chamberlain around the outside. He got the toe at the back there. So Trent Young used a little bit of the dirt, made that mistake. But Walsh has got the big toe and is straight through on Brendan Pingle to take the lead, which is a fantastic thing to see.
Classic slipstream moment there for Walsh. So he takes the lead. Meantime, the guys that started from the front are inside the top 10 at the moment, trying to make their way through. Chamberlain's probably the big winner out of all of this. They're right on board with Stevenson once again. That's the defending champ, the Darrell Lee Sticks entry. Car 1 of Darren Chamberlain through Stoner Corner and down to the old hairpin, turn number 4, one of the slowest points on this course.
Now 3 wide, still in the braking zone. And McCorkindale trying to go around the outside there. He's got Trent Young that's got the job done. So Trent Young now moving up into 5th place after starting a little bit further back in the field. Walsh and Pingle side by side through Siberia.
This is a great run from Walsh, isn't it?
Pingle gives that one up a little bit, so he chooses to let that one go and put himself in the position. Now, what you do here is you're watching the lap board. You're trying to work out when you don't want to lead, where you want to be. You've got to think about your race. You've got to put a strategy together that puts you in a position where you're going to be able to lead onto the straight at the final lap or the lap before, because what we saw yesterday is cars leading onto the straight but getting passed by the start-finish line, which is a big part of the tow battle here at Phillip Island.
Poor old Adrian Flack, he had clean air right around him yesterday, but he's in peak hour here at the island. And still can't move up. He's in 9th position. Blake Chaberis is behind him. And John McCorkindale, the green, red and black, number 22. Here is the leader. In fact, the first 7 covered by less than 2 seconds. As we're on board the Spirit of Lockyer entry of Brendan Pingle, using the slipstream of the Gardner Straight, and Walsh not giving him an inch here.
Walsh squeezing to the edge of the track. There's Trent Young in the background with McCorkindale. So there's little battles going on right through, but Pingle retakes that lead again. He had it on lap 1. He had to give it up on lap 2. He's got it back for lap 3. This is going to continue right through to the end of the race. And look who's right on the back of him now, Trent Young. So he's had a great run down the front straight and through turn 1. And he's going to be part of this 5-way battle now. Duckworth, that was in P3 coming onto the straight, now back to 5th. Pingle was P2, now leading. And Ben Walsh finds himself in that sandwich between Young and Pingle. Defends quite early, pulling out side by side. 3 wide now in the braking area.
This is great stuff. And now Young will be the big winner because he'll be on the better line for Siberia. As Pingle tries to push him across on the curb. A Young fights back. Won't do it there. Will he try to switch back? Oh, he's going to lose another spot here to McCorkindale.
He found himself being freight trained then on the wrong side of the track. McCorkindale through. Duckworth now beside him. So Pingle's gone from leading this lap now down to P4 in a matter of only about 3 corners.
Duckworth wants a slice of the action too. The RDA breaks. Number 10 will get this pass done by the time they get to Lukey Heights. On lap 3 of 8. We're not even halfway home. You'd think this is the last lap.
Oh, Woods there getting a little bit sideways. We've got cars locking brakes in the background. Oh, a little bit of contact there. McCorkindale's got him set himself up now. Trent Young right on the back of Walsh as they come onto the front straight. This is going to be a great little battle. Who's going to pop out in front here? McCorkindale and that Mustang, that Scott Taylor Motorsport Mustang, in his only second race in the Aussie race cars. And look at the gap closing between these cars already.
Pingle was trading paint with Duckworth there for a minute as they try to break the slipstream on the main straight. They're running right against our commentary box here on the Gardner Straight. 5 cars covered by nothing. It's less than 0.6 of a second. Oh, contact! Contact, and Walsh will go backwards here. So now he goes back to 5th.
He's turned it a little bit early there. Just caught the rear corner on Trent Young's car. He's trying to stay on the outside, and it was enough just to run him a little wide. He's gone from 1st to 5th, but he's not out of it. He can still tow up to these guys. But Trent Young, he started... Where did he start? He started down the back somewhere, and he's now already leading this race.
He's inside the top 10. It's now Walsh sits back in 5th position. Griffith behind him, who started on pole position, but originally qualified at the back of the field. So good result for him nonetheless. Now McCorkindale finds himself in 2nd. Young ahead. McCorkindale's been threatening here. Here's a replay of what happened, and this could have been large with a capital L.
You see Ben Walsh there. He's just turned in a little bit early. He's tried to judge where Trent Young's going to be, and just had that contact, which at that speed, nearly 200 k's an hour, you don't really want to be doing that sort of thing, that's for sure.
Now McCorkindale on the back of Young. And Young driving defensively. This is what McCorkindale wants. He's had some experience here this year a couple of times already in Porsche GT3 Cup racing. The drop down to MG. Well, Young leaves the door open here. Lock up then from Walsh. And there's Flack still trying to come back through the field. He's 9th with Stevenson, who we're on board with now.
Flack having his first Aussie race car win yesterday here at Phillip Island. Doing a great job in this battle. As you can see, it's very hard to get away. It's very hard to try and gain an advantage and pull away, because once you get onto the straight, that air just opens up for you and away the car goes.
A little bit too far away from the draft at the moment. Meantime, back at the front, McCorkindale has got the lead. He's going to get eaten alive here by Duckworth and now finds himself 3rd. This is incredible stuff.
This is what we talked about earlier. Where do you put yourself in these last few laps now? As Trent Young, a handful of opposite lock through turn 1. He's now in behind Duckworth. Where did he come from? Duckworth's now leading the race.
They don't put points on lead changes here. Man, that's about 7 I can recall so far. So Duckworth now leads this dance. Down to Stoner Corner. It's on the better line. Or just inches.
A little bit of squeezing, isn't there? McCorkindale having a look as well. Duckworth sideways under brakes, goes deep. Too deep. He's made that little mistake. Got the rears locked up and has allowed McCorkindale through. Now Brendan Pingle's back in the equation.
And watch for Walsh. He's in the mirror. He's in the mirror. That's Young, sorry. So Walsh was behind here. I thought he was going to be the big winner.
No,
in fact,
Walsh
he's fighting with Pingle. Gee.
So McCorkindale leads now from Duckworth. Trent Young, who was our leader onto the straight the last time through. Ben Walsh is back into it after that moment at turn 1. And Pingle now sitting back waiting and seeing where this is all going to end up.
Walsh fancied a shot down the inside of Young. Can't do it there at Lukey Heights. And now Duckworth pulls the inside to make the pass at MG on McCorkindale. He's going to hang tough here because he'll have the better line. Watch Young. He's going to go with him. So these guys were the original front row qualifiers for yesterday's first race. And now McCorkindale will lead him on to the main straight. And Walsh is back in this.
Ben Walsh now slots in the gap behind Trent Young. Pringle, he's not sure where to go either. He's got to run onto the straight. 2 wide, 3 wide. Here we go. Let's see who's going to end up in front at the end of this one.
Absolutely dead even at the line between Pingle and Duckworth, as Young now will take the lead. Walsh back up to 2nd. 2 laps ago, he was getting fed a wheel. Back to 5th there.
On the Yokohama tyre, they use a treaded tyre, so it's not a slick racing tyre, but it moves a lot under these little race cars. There's not a lot of weight on them, but you can definitely feel the tread movement like that with Ben Walsh. He's got the rear of the car sideways, but he stays in the throttle and stays with Trent Young. So when you get to turn 1, when you get to turn 3 here at Phillip Island, you can feel the car dancing on top of the surface, and it's exciting racing. You've got to hold on to it. And you also got to try and get the pass done like Walsh has done here, lock the break. And these guys are racing for sheep stations.
Let's remind ourselves we've still got one more race this afternoon. They're 3 wide, heading down to Siberia now. Oh, contact again for McCorkindale. And now there's about 7 as the car spun off the track. That's the 11 of Lee Bowler. And spun, I hope that's out of harm's way. We can keep this race green to the end. On board with Pingle again. That's Duckworth ahead. They stack up the top of Lukey Heights. Oh. How close do you want it?
Great shot there. You can see Brendan Pingle, his left foot braking in the car there. You drive them as a 2-pedal car. You don't need the clutch once you're up and running and driving along. You drive as a bit of like a go-kart in terms of your left foot does the braking, your right foot on the gas pedal. And let me tell you, in these cars, it's not often off the gas pedal. Here at Phillip Island, it's flat everywhere and it's fast.
Through they come. So they're migrating, aren't they? There's about 10 of them now lining up. Who wants to lead this? Who wants to win?
Here we go, we're starting lap 7, so this is where you're now jostling for position. You're trying to work out where you want to be. McCorkindale now is going to lead this one. Trent Young's coming back at him. He's down the inside. Duckworth goes as well, side by side.
This is insane. And now Walsh will slot back into 3rd, 4th place. Why not?
Oh, a little bit of rub there, a little push. Duckworth runs a little bit wide. Ben Walsh is squeezing him again. And McCorkindale and Trent Young at the front are side by side as well. Pringle now got the inside run. Can he get up the inside of Walsh? But he's going to find himself on the wrong side of the road when it gets down to Honda.
And nothing horsepower-wise. There's no gains here from anybody. Let's go 3 wide again down to turn 4 at the hairpin. So in all of that, Trent Young now picks up the lead and has probably the biggest margin of the race so far. It's less than 100th of a second. This is Stevenson. And Ubergang, who's suddenly in the top 10 after starting 14th.
Just battling at the fronts, close these group right up. You had Mark Griffiths there as well, who was our pole man, who got reversed from P10 up to P1 for the start of that race. He found himself in the battle now, fighting out for that podium. And have a look at it side by side again through the hayshed. McCorkindale now, he has to do the move. Can he wait? Does he wait for the straight or does he have a go under brakes?
That's Griffith. We're watching the red 91. So last lap coming up. Any one of 15 can win this.
Darren Chamberlain there sideways under brakes. Pringle and the outside. There's Stevenson with Chamberlain on the inside. I don't know where to look here. Where's this going to go?
Stevenson can't go anywhere at the moment with Chamberlain. Himself in a bit of a sticky situation here as they come onto the Gardner Straight for the final time. McCorkindale all over the back of Young. Pulls out the slipstream on the better line and he will take the lead with the final lap board out.
So the big question is, you can see there that McCorkindale got that move done prior to the start-finish line. So is Trent Young let him have that? So he can then tow onto him at the start-finish line for the final lap when they go across the finish line. That's what you got to do. You got to think about where you got to move, make the passing manoeuvre.
And Pingle's buying a ticket into this. He's 4th position now, starting from the middle of the top 10. And now McCorkindale probably not in the prime position here. I don't think I want to be leading right now.
Are you prepared to make a call yet?
No.
I don't know who's going to win this one. I'm going to get the 20-cent piece out and flip it. Oh! Lock up under brakes from Walsh here into the back of McCorkindale. Trent Young around the outside. There's a little bit of contact. There's side by side. There's damage. There's tyres rubbing. This is all happening in the last half a lap now.
And McCorkindale has damage. It's got the bumper peeling away from the 22 Scott Taylor Motorsport entry. Out of Siberia for the final time.
McCorkindale's vulnerable here. He's leading. This is not where you want to be. Most circumstances in motor racing, you want to lead the last lap, but I don't think this is where you want to be for this final run. Trent Young around the outside. Can he get up the inside and do over the top of the hill at Lukey Heights?
He's got him at the moment. Can Walsh get to 2nd? So Young takes the lead with less than half a lap to go. Poor old Walsh, he's been eaten alive here, isn't he?
Is McCorkindale too far back now to get the tow over the start-finish line? He'll get a tow, but it won't be enough. Trent Young's just got that little bit of a gap. You can see McCorkindale's car there's got that body damage, which has hurt his run, and is clearly upsetting the balance of the car. But it's going to be Trent Young who's got, 4 car lengths? That's enough.
It's a massive
5
margin.
car lengths.
He's going to pick up his first win of the year. I'm watching 2nd and 3rd as Young collects it. Owen Walsh will get 2nd. Duckworth will get 3rd. McCorkindale gets 4th in all of that. and it's, yeah, under 100th of a second for third and fourth place. But Trent Young, he won 3 races here last year and breaks through for his first win of the season. What's been one of the best races we've seen this year in the Aussie Racing Car Super Series.
Oof, I've got to sit down.